One of the most exciting messages to share with the participants at our Seder is that this year we are celebrating the 3,327th consecutive year of Passover observance since we left Egypt. We are part of a glorious tradition. Am Yisrael Chai, the Jewish people, are alive and well. Od Avinu Chai, our Father in heaven, is alive and well. I'd like to speak about one of the beginning traditions at the Seder, and that is karpas. Karpas is where we take a vegetable, a radish, a parsley, a potato, we dip it in salt water. Where does this word karpas come from, and what is the origin of this tradition? I'd like to share with you an amazing explanation. Karpas is actually mentioned in a Rashi commentary in the book of Bereshis, in Genesis, where Rashi describes the garment of Joseph that was dipped into the blood of a goat by his brothers as karpas, meaning a fine woolen garment. Karpas then reminds us of the sale of Joseph. And it reminds us of how we got into Egypt in the first place. If you remember the story in the Torah, that the brothers who they just couldn't feel love for Joseph. They felt animosity to such a point where they sold him. And he wound up as a slave in Egypt. And then, subsequently, Joseph became the second to the king. There was a famine, and Joseph summoned the entire family to come down to Egypt to join him there. Then eventually, Pharaoh enslaved us, and then God took us out. How did we get into Egypt in the first place? Because of animosity, because of a lack of love. So here we are at the beginning of our Seder, where we talk about the glorious miracles that took place, that God performed for us in taking us out of Egypt. It's important for us to focus how we got into Egypt in the first place, because of lack of love for one another. What a powerful message at the beginning of the Seder, because we're so busy with the Passover Seder. We want to make sure everything goes right, and there's so many preparations for this holiday. This karpas reminds us at the beginning of the Seder to focus on love. Focus on how much we love every single one of the participants in the Seder and all of our fellow Jews, and that we generate the Passover message with love to each one of the participants at the Seder. If we start off with this feeling of love, then for sure our Seder will be beautiful, our holiday experience will be beautiful, and in the merit of the love for one another, may God redeem us, bring the coming of the Mashiach, the Messiah, and peace for Israel and for all of mankind. Have a fabulous Passover.